You've been looking for a new world, and now you've found it. Congratulations, and a word of warning. Remember that my hand is outstretched above you in a literal, not a metaphorical sense. There are certain things I won't tolerate. Don't bring the habit of worship here with you. Graven images, anthropomorphized abstractions, cosmic principles, they're all equally unacceptable. Those of you who are hiding behind human seemings, you can keep them. But remember that I see through your faces. I know exactly what you are. If you set up churches, or call yourselves gods, I'll destroy you. From an angel to the fallen angel of the 7 great demon lords, to a demon god in its own right, to a parasite, and finally to Dio over heaven. Lucemon has many forms, each reflecting the different stages in the life of the fictional Lucifer, whose fragmented tales have blended together into the public consciousness to create a being of light that thrives in the darkness. Similar to many incarnations of his inspiration, Lucemon is prone to making deals to achieve his goals. Though they will end up benefiting him no matter the outcome, they still give you a choice. The emphasis on choices is translated beautifully into the now finally functioning deck's playstyle. With his first debut in Digimon Frontier, we finally saw a full wave of support for Lucemon in the Frontier-themed set BT-18 Elemental Successor. And damn did it deliver. And despite what many have suggested, Mastamon isn't actually my favorite Digimon. My name is Lyla Morningstar for a reason. So without any further ado, let's fall into my favorite, Lucemon. In the early days of the game, Lucemon had very little representation. Only 1 card for a level 3 Lucemon in BT4, and 2 cards in BT7, a level 5 and an option. Lucemon is a yellow level 3 Digimon with 10,000 DP, a play cost of 13, and while you have 10 or more cards in your trash, when playing this card from your hand, you can reduce the play cost by 8. It has the on-play effect to recovery +1, and all turns, this Digimon can only digivolve into Digimon with Lucemon in their names. Lucemon Chaos Mode is a level 5 Digimon with 12,000 DP and a play cost of 14. Your Lucemon can digivolve into this card in your hand for a memory cost of 7, ignoring this card's digivolution requirements, which it normally has none. For every 10 cards in your trash, reduce the memory cost when playing this card from your hand by 3. It also has on play, and when digivolving, delete one of your opponent's tamers or level 6 or lower Digimon. Dead or Alive is a purple option with a cost of 8, and has the main effect: play 1 purple level 5 Digimon from your trash without paying its memory cost. If there are 10 or more cards in your trash, you may play 1 Digimon card with Lucemon in its name without paying its memory cost instead, and the security effect to activate this card's main effect. Babyloose, the Digimon, not the new mascot character for the frickin' Vatican, is not great on its own. At base 13 play cost that you can cut down to 5 if you have 10 or more cards in trash is still a big ask for any deck at the time that wasn't entirely purple besides this. It also can't digivolve from anything and can only digivolve into something with Lucemon in name, but it didn't even have an applicable target for that until several sets later. It's not necessary in modern Lucemon decks, but you can get away with 2 copies at most. BT7 Lucemon Chaos Mode is a hell of a card, being one of the only reliable forms of tamer removal for many, many sets. Its digivolution condition could now just be a small black box at this point, and its cost reduction effect is more than a little outdated by now. -3 for every 10 cards would probably be bonkers on many other cards, but if you can't mill yourself to hell and back, he's gonna be a very pretty brick in your hand. Of course, its real utility would be found in decks that cheat things into play for free, Mastamon being the biggest example. You'll want 2 copies of this for your deck, but any more is kind of pushing it. Dead or Alive is a pretty solid recursion card, getting your Chaos modes back to keep popping Tamers, or Digimon, but usually Tamers. But its second effect is really what's gotten better over time. Being able to play anything with Lucemon in its name is huge now that there's plenty of great names to choose from. You could run 2 or 3 copies max. The next 2 pieces of support for the deck came in the form of 2 Royal Knights in BT13. For those of you not in the know, these 2 Royal Knights also made their debut in Digimon Frontier, but in the service of Lucemon instead of Yggdrasil. Lord Nightmon is a purple level 6 Digimon with 11,000 DP, a play cost of 12, can digivolve for a cost of 3 on top of a purple level 5, and has the on-play and when digivolving effect. You may return 1 card with Lucemon in its name or the Royal Knight trait from your trash to the hand. And on the opponent's turn, once per turn, when an opponent's Digimon attacks, gain 1 memory for each of your Digimon with the Royal Knight trait. Dynasmon is another purple level 6 Digimon with 11,000 attack, a play cost of 10, a digivolution cost of 3 from a purple level 5, and has the on-play and when digivolving effects. Reveal the top 4 cards of your deck. Add 2 cards with Lucemon in their names or the Royal Knight trait among them to the hand. Trash the rest. And on your turn, when you play another Digimon with Lucemon in its name or the Royal Knight trait, delete all of your opponent's level 4 or lower Digimon. Lord Nightmon provides some neat recursion, but its secondary memory gain effect unfortunately excludes cards with Lucemon in the name. That alone is unfortunately enough to warrant cutting it from the deck. As you'll see, we already have plenty of recursion, and we really could have used that memory gain. Personally, I can't recommend it. Dynasmon, on the other hand, slaps. He searches 2 Lucemon in name from your top 4, and trashes anything that you don't add to hand, which, as we've already seen, this deck wants a large trash. His second effect, that is not once per turn, I'd like to point out, wipes your opponent's entire low end on board. This is a fantastic tool against decks that like to go wide, like Fenrilugamon, or some builds of Zephagamon. Dynasmon really picks up the slack where Lord Nightmon dropped it, and should be included in all builds at minimum 1 copy, but 2 is also good since he doesn't meet the recursion requirements the rest of the deck has, so you'll really want to see 1 in hand. The next relevant card wouldn't show up until BT16, a single egg Cupimon. Cupimon is a purple level 2 Digi-Egg with the inherited effect, on deletion, by trashing 1 card in your hand, gain 1 memory. He's baby. And his on deletion effect both helps fill up your trash and gets you a little bit of memory back, but what makes him Lucemon support? Well, in EX6 Infernal Ascension, we finally got our second pair of the level 3 and level 5 Lucemon. Lucemon is a level 3 yellow Digimon with 10,000 DP, a play cost of 10, and can digivolve on top of Cupimon specifically for a cost of 5. When this card would be played, if you don't have a level 5 or lower Digimon, reduce the play cost by 5. At the start of your main phase, and on play, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. Add 1 card with the Angel, Archangel, 3 Great Angels, or 7 Great Demon Lords trait among them to the hand. Trash the rest. At the end of your turn, once per turn, by placing one of your level 6 Digimon on the top of your security stack, this Digimon may digivolve into Lucemon Chaos mode in your trash without paying the cost. Lucemon Chaos mode is a purple and yellow level 5 Digimon with 13,000 DP, a play cost of 13, can digivolve for 8 on top of a yellow or purple level 4, or can digivolve directly from Lucemon for a cost of 6. It has on play, and when digivolving, your opponent may delete one of their Digimon or Tamers. If this effect didn't delete, trash the top card of their security stack and recovery +1. It also has, all turns, when this Digimon would leave the battle area, by returning 1 Lucemon from its Digivolution cards or your trash to the bottom of the deck, you may play 1 Lucemon Satan mode or 1 level 6 7 Great Demon Lords trait Digimon card from your trash without paying the cost. So yeah, apparently Cupimon is the dedicated level 2 for the deck. There's no other egg for this deck, so max out. There is a Cupimon in EX6 as well, but it's strictly 3 Great Angel support. Level 3 Lucemon is the searcher we needed, and deserved. Digivolving from Cupimon is a bit costly, but it pretty much evens out with the play cost when you take the cost reduction effect into account. The best part about that specifically is that due to the way this deck plays, you could have access to it in later stages of the game, even without losing board presence. It also sees a lot of play in 7 Great Demon Lord decks, since there are no level 5s in the deck besides Chaos Mode. The Digivolution into Chaos Mode from trash at the end of turn is yet another form of recursion in the deck, and continues the recovery theme from the BT4 level 3. Run 4, always. Speaking of Chaos Mode, EX6 Chaos Mode is the first card in the deck to bring your opponent the illusion of choice. Lose something on their board, or trash their top security, and you recover one. It caused its fair share of discussions over whether such an effect was actually good or not. An opponent with no security has nothing left to lose with a choice like this, and some decks have plenty of ways to protect from deletion. It's definitely the least powerful of the choice effects, but I personally wouldn't call it bad. Its replacement effect is where you'll get consistent value, as it can play out both Stan and Dio from trash. Another 4 of here, this is definitely the Chaos Mode with the most utility. Unfortunately, that was it for the very loose Lucemon strategy that EX6 had given us. But like with BT4 Baby Lucemon, it foreshadowed more to come in the future. And this time, we didn't have to wait long. Lucemon is a yellow level 3 Digimon with 10,000 DP, a play cost of 10, and can Digivolve from Cupomon for a cost of 5. It has the start of your main phase and on play. By trashing one card in your hand, your opponent may trash their top security card. If this effect didn't trash, recovery +1. And, at the end of your turn, once per turn, by placing one of your level 6 Digimon as the top security card, this Digimon may Digivolve into Lucemon Chaos Mode in your trash without paying the cost. Lucemon Chaos Mode is a purple and yellow level 5 Digimon with 13,000 DP, a play cost of 13, can Digivolve for 8 from a yellow or purple level 4, or can Digivolve directly from Lucemon for a cost of 6. It has on play, when Digivolving, your opponent may delete one of their Digimon or Tamers. If this effect didn't delete, recovery +1 from deck, and trash your opponent's top security card. It also has all turns, once per turn. When this Digimon would leave the battle area, by trashing your bottom security card, it doesn't leave. Lucemon Satan Mode is a purple level 7 Digimon with 16,000 DP, play cost of 16, can Digivolve for 6 on top of a purple level 6, or Digivolve directly from Lucemon Chaos Mode for a cost of 6. When Digivolving, by playing one Lucemon Larva from your trash to your empty breeding area without paying the cost, delete one of your opponent's Digimon or Tamers. End of all turns, once per turn, trash your opponent's top security card. If this effect didn't trash, delete one of your opponent's Digimon and one of their Tamers. Lucemon Larva is a white level 6 Digimon with 0 DP and a play cost of 6. It has security, you may play one Lucemon from your trash without paying the cost. During breeding, on all turns, when any of your Lucemon Satan Mode would leave the battle area, by moving this Digimon to the battle area, they don't leave. In all turns, while you have a non-white Digimon with Lucemon in its name, none of your 0 DP Digimon can be deleted. Gospel of the Fallen Angel is a purple option with a play cost of 5, and the main effect, your Digimon in the breeding area may Digivolve into Lucemon in your trash without paying the cost. Then place this card in the battle area. It also has the main delay effect. By Digivolving one of your Digimon with Lucemon in its name into a Digimon card with Lucemon in its name in the trash, with the Digivolution cost reduced by 3, trash one of your opponent's option cards in the battle area. It also has the security effect to place this card in the battle area. The new level 3 Lucemon gives your opponent another choice, but it's a bit simpler this time and with a direct benefit to you from either option. Its end of turn Digivolution effect is nice, but it's a bit limited with only a small handful of level 6s in the deck. It's very clearly meant to work with Lucemon Larva. BT18 Chaos Mode is almost the same as EX6 Chaos Mode. The first effect is, anyway. It might look a little different, but Bandai literally just changed the order of some of the words. The second effect is the major difference, and it starts making your board sticky. You recover enough in this deck that trashing your bottom security card once per turn isn't a huge deal. It's much simpler, but still worth running for. We need as many names as possible with reasonably powerful effects, especially with Stan being able to Digivolve over any Chaos Mode. Stan is all upsides, which he frankly better be with all the hoops you have to jump through to get to him. That second effect is taking the choices you've been offering to your opponent so far and rigging the game. Pop something or trash a security? How about I trash your security anyways, and if you didn't have any left, you're losing up to 2 cards on board. Stan is mean, and I love him that way. You could probably get away with just running 2, but since this is my pet deck, I'm personally running 4. I'll report back another time with how many times I've bricked with him. Larv, on the other hand, is a 4 of. Easily. Slap it into your security with the level 3 boys for a free level 3 play, and maybe a Stan play when you get back to your turn. Bandai really knocked it out of the park with this one, with how they incorporated the lore of Satan mode carrying Larva around in an untouchable orb, only to have Larva emerge to save the larger body. And that DP minus protection? That is insane, and I'm kinda scared if Bandai is gonna make something like that more widespread. I mean, it's also kind of necessary, since Larv has 0 DP. As it stands now, it's absolutely evil in this deck, which I suppose is fitting. Finally, for BT18, Gospel of the Fallen Angel is a killer option card the deck sorely needed. Digivolving from trash into the breeding area is fantastic for recovering after a board wipe, and the reduced cost for any of your Lucemon to Lucemon Digivolutions from trash as a cost to trash an opponent's option is stellar. Run at 2 or 3. And 4 is fine if you can make space for it, but 3 definitely feels the most comfortable to me. Also, I'd like to point out a very minor gripe regarding this card and the traits that Lucemon Chaos Mode has, or rather doesn't have. I know a lot of room in the traits is being taken up by being a Demon Lord and one of the 7 great Demon Lords, but would it really have killed them to give him the Fallen Angel trait? They clearly acknowledge that's what he is, but since he's a Demon Lord / 7 great Demon Lords only, there's a whole slew of cards that could have supported the deck, but now it just can't. Maybe future cards can be given a rule to also give it the Fallen Angel trait, but that's just wishful thinking for now. BT19 Cross Evolution was also nice to Lucemon enjoyers, with the 2 latest cards for the archetype, as Lucemon X Antibody is one of the final villains of the Cross Wars manga, the main theme for BT19. But thanks to the effort by Bandai to have simultaneous global releases by spring 2025, we got these in the same pack as the BT18 cards. Lucemon X Antibody is a yellow and purple level 6 Digimon with 14,000 DP, a play cost of 14, can Digivolve for 6 on a purple or yellow level 5, or can Digivolve from a level 5 or higher Digimon with Lucemon in its name for a cost of 3. It has all turns, once per turn, when this Digimon would leave the battle area if a card with Lucemon in its name is in this Digimon's Digivolution cards. By trashing both players' top security card, it doesn't leave. And at the end of your turn, once per turn, your opponent may trash their top security card. If this effect didn't trash, recovery +1 and delete one of their Digimon or Tamers. 7th Divine Cruise is a yellow and purple option with a play cost of 7, and has the trash effect on your turn when any of your Digimon digivolve into Lucemon X Antibody. By returning this card to the bottom of the deck, your opponent may trash their top security card. If this effect didn't trash, recovery +1. And the main effect, delete your opponent's Digimon until they have as many as you have security cards. If this effect deleted, recovery +1. It also has the security effect, you may play one Lucemon from your trash without paying the cost. JoJo fans, you see it right. It's literally Dio over heaven. And like Dio, Lucemon X is a pain to get rid of, as well as being an extremely powerful foe. The fact that he trashes from both securities to avoid leaving the field is incredibly strong, and will likely make your opponent think twice about their removal strategies. Enforcing the choice on your opponent at the end of your turn like Stan does, though the text is arranged in such a way that makes it hit harder than Chaos Mode, but not as hard as Stan. By having the choice be based on the security trashing, and the deletion paired with the recovery is such a small, simple change in text, but it provides a much more impactful result. Never run any less than 2, but since it can go on top of Stan and Larv, as well as just Chaos Mode, I don't think 4 would hurt. 7th Divine Cruise is much the same as the other 7 Great Demon Lord X antibody options we've seen so far. Digivolve into whichever Demon Lord X antibody, and you can put it on the bottom of your deck to do something thematic for the deck. Divine Cruise's effect being a board wipe to the number of security cards you have is a neat way to handle a board wipe, plus recovery again. 7th Divine Cruise is a very fun card, but I would only run 1 or 2 at most. You mainly want to see it in trash, but you also wouldn't want to see more than 1 in hand during a game. It's still a small collection of cards compared to most existing archetypes, but Lucemon is still damn powerful, as it should be. Not only is he one of the 7 Great Demon Lords, but when you have a rookie whose lore is that it's stronger than most ultimates, and an ultimate that's stronger than most megas, you'd better expect the cards to reflect that. And aside from BT4 Lucemon, I think they really knocked it out of the park. Giving your opponent the illusion of choice as you build your board and breaks theirs is exactly what you'd want to see from a digital Lucifer. We also know, thanks to a little blurb about the upcoming chapters, that the web novel side of Digimon Liberator will soon feature a player who plays a Lucemon control deck. This is Aruba Doksun, a burnt-out salaryman who likes to mess with people in Digimon Liberator when he's not at work. He's like a dark version of Larry from Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, so I just like to call him Dark Larry. Here's hoping we'll get Dark Larry in EX8 Chains of Liberation, a set themed mostly after the web novel side of Liberator. I'll be sure to cover him on this channel as soon as he's revealed. And that's the Lucemon archetype as of October 31st, 2024. And here's a pure list you can use as a base for whatever shenanigans you have in mind. Recovery for days, making your opponent choose how they're gonna lose, and just outright mean methods of protection. So whether he's the Champion of Light or the Herald of Darkness, this fallen angel will be leading you through the never-ending night. Thanks for watching. An update video for Mastamon is in the works, but I wanted it to be more comprehensive than the previous one, so it's taking a little longer than I anticipated. And I promise I'll start covering decks that aren't just Yerple, eventually. If you've managed to get this far into the video, check out the other Digimon archetype videos I've done, and keep an eye out for more Gundam TCG content as we get more news. I'll be doing my best to balance both games on this channel, as well as on my Twitch, where I stream both Gundam and Digimon content semi-regularly. Catch you later!